First Lady Rosalynn Carter is at rest in the hometown that embraced her throughout her life and that welcomed her home today with open arms when it was time to say goodbye. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Savannah Levins.
And I'm Jennifer Bellamy. The former First Lady was buried within view of her front porch in Plains, Georgia this afternoon. Earlier today, people lined the streets of the small Georgia town to pay their respects and watch as her casket took one final trip to her beloved Maranatha Baptist Church. A final private funeral service held with her husband, family, and close friends and neighbors concluded 3 days of ceremonies and tributes honoring Mrs. Carter's life and legacy. 11 Alive's John Sherrick is in Plains tonight with more on how those who knew Mrs. Carter will continue to carry her legacy forward. John?
There were many words and songs and prayers in tribute to Rosalynn Carter at her funeral today, but in one of the most powerful expressions of love and farewell, there were no words, songs, or prayers, just the act of a devoted husband who will not let her be alone. A love bigger than their years together could hold. The 39th President of the United States by Rosalynn's side to the end. The Carter's church in their hometown of Plains, filled with family and their neighbors and friends, honoring former First Lady Rosalynn Carter, grandson Josh Carter.
She saw people in forgotten corners of forgotten places as people who have hopes and dreams and are worthy of love.
Tears of joy and loss, as Pastor Tony Loudon described the strong spouse, mother, global leader. Rosalynn Carter, he said, was the personification of the biblical virtuous woman in the book of Proverbs, who cared more for others than herself. When he would visit the Carters, she was always asking him,
"Who can I pray for? How can I help you help them?" And the next thing out of her mouth, she says, "Get me their phone numbers so that Jimmy and I can call them." When she realized someone was hurting, she didn't ask for prayers for herself, she asked for prayers for other people.
Pastor Loudon imagined what Mrs. Carter, always so competitive in life, must be saying in heaven now.
Jimmy tried to beat me here, I got here first. And I'm waiting on him.
They left the church with the brisk breeze at their backs and leading them her legacy. Not only how much she was loved, but how much she loved from a heart bigger than her 96 years could hold. The motorcade then rolled slowly from the church to the Carter home just down the street, where Mrs. Carter was buried at a private service for the family. Back to you.
Yeah, John, certainly a moving service today, in addition to the ones we have already seen. And some of those who showed up to watch the procession from Maranatha Baptist Church to the Carter family home also grew up in Plains. They said it was important for them to show up and show their support for the family. They spoke with our Faith Jesse about the legacy the former First Lady is leaving behind for communities across Georgia.
Humility, honor, and like I said before, love. Love your neighbors. So I believe that's what they did for this community and all around the world.
I speak for my whole family. We feel the grief, and I said we're going to truly miss them. And I said they did so much for this small town.
The legacy that she leaves and the people that she has in place, they're going to carry on just fine, from the mental health to the caregiving, everything that she championed, the things at Georgia Southwestern that carry her name, they're going to go on for generations because of all of her hard work.
They certainly will. And if you missed today's ceremony and you'd like to see it, we have it in full right now on the 11 Alive Plus streaming app. You can also download it for free on your Amazon Fire, Roku, or Apple TV devices.